I'm Doug Tobin, Public Information Officer with Pasco County Government, your host for this edition of Pasco 360, Pasco County Government's television news magazine. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, texting and driving can kill. We'll show you how Pasco Public Safety teamed up with other agencies to get the word out about not texting and driving. Nearly 200 students and their parents turned out for Walk to School Day. We'll show you how Pasco Parks helped make this event a huge success. Unlicensed contractors can create real problems for homeowners, how the county and law enforcement are dealing with the problem. And look for a new shopping location in Pasco County in 2015. We'll show you where later. We'll have those stories and more coming up on this edition of Pasco 360. The Pasco County Public Safety and Administration Bureau recently participated in a campaign to make people aware of the dangers of texting and driving. It was called the Red Thumb Campaign, and Pasco 360 cameras were there for the press conference announcing the details. The emergency room at the Medical Center of Trinity was the backdrop for law enforcement, Pasco Public Safety, medical personnel, students, and the Florida Department of Health. And they all had one simple message: don't text and drive.
Thank you, and welcome. I appreciate everyone coming out today. We also appreciate our partners that are here today that are really involved in changing the behaviors that ultimately impact the health of our community. Our focus today is an unhealthy behavior called texting and driving. Our health is impacted by our behaviors, such as unhealthy eating and lack of physical activity. Ultimately, that results in obesity. Negative health results also are connected to texting and driving and can have a more immediate impact on your health. Poor choices like decisions to text and drive can have a devastating effect on each of us.
Hello, I'm Dr. Agdamag. I'm the medical director of the emergency room here at Medical Center of Trinity. And I wanted to thank you all for inviting me here and letting us be a part of this. Although, when my 7-year-old daughter found out that I was going to an event involving texting and red fingernail polish, I didn't have a choice. Every year in our emergency department, we see over 50,000 patients in this emergency room right here. Many of those, I should say, are not due to motor vehicle accidents. Many are. And many of those motor vehicle accidents involve very serious injuries. Approximately 5% are critically ill. Now, while many of those go home, they don't go home without injury, either emotional or bodily, whether it's contusions, sprains, strains, head injury. We also see forearm burns or skin burns from airbags. The lasting effects are real. We ask everyone to remember this when you drive. Please be very safe. We like to see you here, but as a visitor, not as a patient.
In an effort to raise awareness of risks associated with texting and driving, the Red Thumb Campaign asked that residents paint their texting thumbnails red.
I have painted my thumbnail red to help create an awareness for unsafe driving practices. Steve Babcock from Washington started the campaign and was reminded that his daughter used to tie a string around her thumb to remind her to take things to school. He thought he might try painting his fingernail. While it sounds silly, it does work, and the hope is that others will follow suit and not text and drive. We're asking students, parents, and communities to join us in painting red their texting thumb.
I see it every morning and every afternoon when I go and come from work. Maybe I'm hypersensitive to it, but I see it, I noticed it, I saw 2 or 3 just this morning on the way to work. It is an epidemic. It's a human condition. This helps us remember. I hope we all join in. We're starting our campaign within the county at Station 15 here. Shift B at Fire Station 15 in Trinity is going to be our first volunteers to start off the campaign within the county, and we're going to be moving from facility to facility throughout the month.
From the Sheriff's Office standpoint, we're certainly very excited to be part of this program. I work in youth services, and we do a lot of work with young people, certainly trying to do prevention and education and doing what we can to empower students to be successful and certainly be safe in every circumstance that's possible. So we're very excited to be part of this program, but it's something that goes far beyond our schools, far beyond our students, but we want to certainly set the pace with them. Texting and driving is an extremely dangerous behavior.
The most recent statistic from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that 421,000 people were injured in motor vehicle crashes involving a distracted driver.
The opportunity is there, and it doesn't mean that you're the one texting and driving. If you're a passenger or someone else in the vehicle and you see somebody reach for their phone that's driving, it gives you the opportunity to try to intervene and help them make some good choices. So we certainly hope that everyone else will take part in this, be cognizant of the dangers of texting and driving and distracted driving in general, and remember there's really not an app or an emoticon that you can go to that's going to undo the damage that's done in that brief second, in that unguarded moment.
Hi, we are from the J.W. Mitchell SAD Club, and I would like to relay a message. When you're in the car, there's nothing more than safety first. So you need to wait before you check your phone until you get where you're going.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Kohler. I'm from Mitchell's SAD Club. My message to the fellow teenagers is please don't text and drive. It's not worth it.
How you doing? My name is Troy Sagersey from the Mitchell SAD Club. My message is don't text and drive.
At any given moment across America, approximately 660,000 drivers are using cell phones or manipulating electronic devices while driving, a number that has held steady since 2010. 3 out of 4 teens and young people say they have texted while driving, a number that just has to be reduced.
I think that this epidemic really affects our children. We forget who all it affects, but we think about accidents, car accidents, but we are really concerned about pedestrians, about children walking to school, about people that we don't necessarily see when we're driving. Taking our eyes off of the road for just a second is the difference between an accident and no accident. It's the difference between life and death in some cases.
Finally, I ask that we all do our part for this campaign. Paint it red and have a red thumb discussion at the dinner table, at home, at a business meeting, or at your school. It can and will improve the health and safety of our community. Thank you.
The split second it takes you to look down at your phone or pay attention to something else and look back up on the roadway, you own whatever is between you and those 3 to 6 car lengths. So that becomes a part of history that cannot be changed. So if that's someone that walks out in front of you, if that's a vehicle that stops short, you're not paying attention, but by the time you look up, the accident's already occurred. Lives have already changed, and possibly maybe even taken a life that you never anticipated.
Another good way to keep from texting and driving is to remember the phrase, out of sight, out of mind. If your cell phone is out of sight, you may not be tempted to text next time you're driving. Try it out sometime and see if it works.
Some landscapes are more than beautiful. They're water-wise.
I make sure that I water efficiently. We use all micro-irrigation.
So what you want to do is make sure that whatever culture is required for that plant, that you put it in the right place.
With efficient irrigation, Florida-friendly landscaping, and the use of stormwater runoff, your yard can be a winner. Visit TampaBayWaterWise.org to enter your landscape in the Community WaterWise Awards today.
Pasco County Parks recently helped the students and parents at Gulf Trace Elementary School with a special event. It's a National Walk to School Day, and each year they have it, and it seems to get bigger and bigger. We thought we would show you the walk as it got underway.
5, 6 years ago, the Children's Hospital came to us and wanted us to, they wanted to put a few programs in our school with bike safety and walking to school, because we have a high percentage of kids that do walk and bike to school. So they kind of started it, and they came that year, and I just continued it because it was a great, great thing for the community to come out and be a part of. We get here, and before we go to walk, we have about an hour. We have healthy snacks for the children to show them what some good snacks are to have before they do activities. Then we go inside, we let them shoot baskets and kind of check out the rec center and what neat things they have in there. And then we'll do some relay races and things like that, just to, you know, get the kids involved and have a good time. They really do enjoy that part of it too. That's one of the things that we really try to do at the school, is get the families involved and really give them things that they can do that you know, it doesn't cost any money, but it's a really, really good activity to do as a family. It's something they can continue beyond that day. That's really the hope of it. That's one of the major goals, is to really get them kind of involved in their child's fitness, and, you know, just give them family time, something to do. And also it gives them a good chance to talk to their child about safety when if they do have to walk to school by themselves, or if they have to ride their bike by themselves. And we go all as one big school, you know, one big group. We walk over there together, so we're all at the same place at the same time, and it's real cool to see. One of the big things they like is that it kind of makes their parents come out with them and hang out, and gives them an excuse to come to the rec center and have some fun, shoot some baskets, and, you know, just gives them time to be together, and they do like that.
In order to make this event a success, organizers say they collected a number of items from throughout the community and like to thank all those who supported them. The organizers would also like to make this an annual event and continue it next fall. If you want to know more about Pasco County government, read our newsletter. It's called Pasco 360 Newsletter. You can find it by going to www.pascocountyfl.net. That's the main page of the Pasco County government. And look in the bottom right-hand corner for Pasco 360.
The Tampa Bay region is in its dry season, and there are things you can do to be water smarter. Know your watering day. Fix broken sprinkler heads and make sure they're not watering the sidewalk. If it's raining, turn off your sprinkler system. Do your part. Be water smart. Go to tampabaywater.org/water smarter for more tips and to find out when it's okay to water.
Pasco County Building Inspections recently teamed up with the Pasco Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement agencies to crack down on unlicensed contractors. In the press conference, it's a message not only to unlicensed contractors, but to those who hire them as well.
The purpose of the two-day operation was to address unlicensed contractors working without the required contractor license and engaging in construction without the required workers' compensation insurance or workers' compensation insurance exemptions. The Florida Department of Financial Services, Department of Business and Professional Regulation, and the Bureau of Workers' Compensation Compliance also participated in the operation.
One of the things I'm asking our residents, our citizens to do is to make sure that if one of your family members is planning to have a contractor, make sure that person is licensed. You can ask for their license, or you can go online and check if the license is valid.
A total of 11 individuals were arrested and were charged with workers' compensation fraud and unlicensed construction contracting. Both are felonies. The subjects were booked into the Land O'Lakes Detention Center.
What we're all up here for, this is actually about a partnership to protect our citizens. We have Commissioner Starkey here, with all the county commissioners, with the Sheriff's Office. This is one of those proactive steps that we're taking in partnership, because there's crimes that go on in this community that people aren't aware of. There's crimes that affect real business owners. They're out there doing the right thing. And I can't thank the commissioners enough, and Commissioner Starkey being here, for their diligence, for their partnership, because these are things that are going to make us safer.
Pasco County conceived and funded the Pasco Unlicensed Contractors Program and acts as an advisory capacity to the Pasco Sheriff's Office and their detective dedicated to dealing with unlicensed contractors.
Unlicensed contractors who operate in Pasco County now risk felony charges in certain cases, as well as the traditional financial penalties. So I want to thank the sheriff and others for partnering with us, and this will be a big help to our construction community. When they do things right, it's not fair that they have to compete with unlicensed contractors who undercut them and deliver an unsafe product. So thank you very much.
Pasco County is dedicating 3 building construction services personnel, and the Board of County Commissioners is paying the sheriff for the full-time detective, for a total of 4 individuals dealing with unlicensed contractors in Pasco County.
The county's enforcement arm is limited in imposing fines, and this is where we are collaborating with various agencies to ensure that we can have criminal arrests and prosecution, and we develop a strong partnership in ensuring that this happens.
Many homeowners are not aware that hiring an unlicensed contractor could put their own family's nest egg at risk should an unlicensed, uninsured contractor get hurt on their property. Unlicensed contractors cannot get building permits, and thus unsuspecting buyers of property with work done by unlicensed contractors face legal problems and incur substantial costs when their work is uncovered. Of the 11 arrested in the operation, 7 individuals had previous criminal history, with charges that range from robbery to forgery. And those are just some of the many reasons not to hire unlicensed contractors.
There's a reason why many of these people did not have a license. They were not permitted. They weren't the people that should have been doing work at the house. And it comes back to the fact that some of these people had a violent history. It comes back to the fact that these people weren't taking the right steps. And so we warn people, especially, the elderly, because they're very, a lot of times they're very trustworthy and they want to believe that people are good. A lot of times these people are in there and they're committing fraud. If they get hurt in your house, you're liable for it.
Pasco County government teaming up with law enforcement to ensure your home and your family's nest egg remains safe for years to come.
It's a strong message to both homeowners and unlicensed contractors to make sure you hire a licensed professional before you sign that contract.
With our little tour with Robin Draper of Authentic Florida, we get a chance to see all that Pasco County offers, from our Dade City east side clear to our casual coastal in Newport Richey.
I think a traveler would want to come here because there's so many cool things to do. First thing that I did when I came here was I went to Dade City. And you talk about Florida charm. I was amazed with what to do in Dade City. The antique shops, lunch on Limoges. I even went into this bakery where I had kumquat pie. Now, I have a website called Authentic Florida, and that's authentic.
From lunch at Limoges to Cafe Cocapelli, just across the street from the historic Dade City Courthouse here in Dade City, we have culinary adventures that you have to experience.
And then I came to the coastal side, and I was able to get out on the water, and they have amazing stilt houses where people have actual homes on the water, and they are amazing, especially at sunset. And we went out with Gill Dogs on a pontoon boat and went up the river and then came back, and it was most enjoyable. We also got out and drove along the river, along the roadside, and got to see some of the really cute, darling homes, and then went to the downtown area where there's some fantastic murals.
As Robin Draper, a journalist, found out when she visited Pasco County, there are a lot of unique things for travelers to do. You can step out of history and into authentic Florida.
There's so much charm here, and it's just been a pleasure to visit Pasco County.
As Robin and all travelers to Pasco County find out, there's something unique and authentic about this little piece of Florida, from our agrarian roots on the east side to our coastal casual on the west side. I'm Ed Com, and I'll see you outdoors. Back to you, Doug.
Thanks, Ed, for a glimpse into our Pasco past and spotlighting some of our great places. Pasco County's Planning and Development Department recently approved plans for what will be a huge shopping area in southeastern Pasco County. It was the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Tampa Premium Outlets location that is currently under construction in Pasco County. The new outlet mall is located in Wesley Chapel near I-75 and State Road 56 and will feature 110 retailers when complete. The outlet mall will not only draw shoppers from the Tampa Bay area, but also tourists visiting the Tampa Bay region. The project is expected to be ready for shoppers by the 2015 holiday shopping season. In all, there will be 441,000 square feet of leasable space and will feature a contemporary Key West style design. The construction alone will create 300 to 500 construction jobs and more than 800 full-time and part-time retail jobs upon opening. If you like to fish, then you have to go out to Anclote Gulf Park. It's a great place to also bring the kids. A fishing pier that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we leave you today with some of the sights and sounds of those people enjoying the water and the fishing pier at the Anclote Gulf Park. I'm Doug Tobin, Public Information Officer with Pasco County Government, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of Pasco 360.